Welcome to Rascal Apiary. Today we're talking about candy boards. Candy boards are a great way to help your bees get through winter. They're used in place of a hive's standard inner cover, and they're essentially an insulated inner cover that has a little bit of extra space to accommodate bee candy. One of the biggest concerns during the cold season is condensation within the hive. You absolutely do not want your bees to get wet. The candy helps to absorb some excess moisture within the hive, and it's also an extra source of food just in case they run out of their own stores. It is especially helpful if you have extra long winters or you had a late season swarm. If you'd like to learn how to build a candy board, check out this video. We have a few built already that we need to fill with candy, so stick around and we'll get to the sweet stuff. For this recipe, you'll need 2 cups of water, 4 tablespoons of white distilled vinegar, 10 pounds of white granulated sugar, and 2 cups of pollen substitute. The pollen is optional, but we like to add it as the bees need a balanced diet of carbohydrates, nectar, and proteins, pollen. This recipe will make enough candy for 2 8 to 10 frame candy boards, but you can adjust your recipe for the number of boards you need. First, you'll need a large stock pot. I would recommend at least an 8-quart pot, but bigger is better here to help reduce the chance of spillover while making your candy. Then add 2 cups of water to the stock pot. Next, add 4 tablespoons of white distilled vinegar. This lowers the pH slightly and helps with the shelf life of the candy boards. Now add a full 10-pound bag of sugar. I know this seems like a lot, but you aren't making a springtime sugar syrup. We need a lot of sugar to make this candy. Remember that this candy board is only used in the winter, just to ensure that your bees will make it till spring, and that wonderful nectar flow. Mix everything well, then turn on your burner to medium and heat the mixture, stirring often until it comes to 250 degrees Fahrenheit, as measured with a candy thermometer. It should look about like this. That is between a firm ball and hard ball stage of candy. The concoction does start boiling rapidly and will spill over if you're not careful. Once it has reached 250 degrees, turn off the heat and cool to 150 degrees. At this temperature, it is no longer boiling and will leave some room in the pot to add the pollen. Next, add 2 cups of pollen substitute and mix well. Try not to whip the mixture as you don't want a lot of air bubbles added. I use a technique that forms a whirlpool and drags the pollen down into the candy. But if you still have a few lumps of pollen, that's fine. The bees won't mind at all. You're almost done. Now you need to carefully pour the mixture into your prepared candy boards. I recommend putting some wax paper or newspaper under the boards to help protect your counters from any spills. The candy is still hot, so please be careful while pouring. Go slowly as the board will fill quickly. You may want to do this in a couple of shifts to ensure that you fill your board up to the entrance. Once both of your boards have been filled, let cool completely. Generally, I'll let them cool about 24 hours or at least overnight. Once you're ready to add them to your hive, take the outer cover off, take the inner cover off, place candy side down in place of the standard inner cover with the entrance facing the front of the hive. Then replace the outer cover. Now your bees have plenty of stores to last them through the winter. Thanks for watching.